Okay, good morning, everybody. I got a pretty exciting deck to start today off with. Okay, there's a lot going on here. So I did a lot of testing with this list off stream last night. The main idea is that I'm pretty interested in this card, Oni-Cult Anvil. It's a new card from the Neon Dynasty set. It's a 2-mana artifact that says, when one or more artifacts you control leave the battlefield during your turn, so not your opponent's turn, you make a 1/1 colorless token, and you can also tap it to sack an artifact. So, and drain your opponent for 1. So this is, a pretty interesting option in the food engine. The food engine is going to be something that's sacking a lot of its own artifacts pretty often, making tokens every turn, gaining life and draining for your 1. It's like a Bitter Blossom, except you drain for 1 instead of losing a life sometimes. And Oni-Cult Anvil also synergizes pretty well with a card I've been liking a lot in some other lists, Experimental Synthesizer. Synthesizer 1-mana artifact, exile top card of your library, you can play it, and then when it leaves the battlefield, you can play another card. So you can sack your Synthesizer, take Anvil, a little bit of card advantage, which is pretty interesting. Last night's list, I was playing Mayhem Devil over Mishra's Bauble. Since Mayhem Devil, the idea is also that you're trying to like combo kill your opponent with Arcbound, Ravager, and Disciple of the Vault. So you're gonna make a lot of tokens with the cookbook food engine. With your Oni-Cult Anvil, you're making a lot of tokens, and then you're just gonna try to play Disciple, play Ravager, kill your opponent in 1 swing, ideally, or 2 swings, right? And I was playing Mayhem Devil to like have. Obviously Mayhem Devil can ping to anything besides, Disciple of the Vault. Disciple of the Vault only triggers when artifacts go to the yard, but I found that Mayhem Devil was like really high on the mana curve in your Experimental Synthesizer deck, and it was really hard to like play Mayhem Devil, have it survive, then play Ravager, have it survive, where like you could just play Disciple and Ravager all in 1 turn, which is pretty good. And so I ended up cutting the Mayhem Devils for Baubles, and Bauble triggers Anvil on turn 2, which is pretty good, and Bauble also triggers Disciple of the Vault, which I think is solid too. Malm, thank you for the 2 months, appreciate you. I think that's probably all we necessarily need to go over for the deck tech. Gigantha on the side. Did I miss Gigantha again? I did. All right. Thank you. The every morning Gigantha check. Is Gigantha just randomly on this list? If so, Spike probably missed it again. I'll take the time to put it in this time. Okay, well, this is the Jim D hand of the week, I think. I think it's the Yorion deck. Let's go ahead and send that one back. Oof, very classic situation. No lands into all lands. Spike, this brew is awful. Okay, let's keep this and put back Blood Crypt. Does he do makes mono red food deck? Yeah, I was watching that while I was brewing this up. My opponent's mulled to 4. Okay, that's a good sign for me. Deck is actually good now that my opponent's mulled to 4. Secretly good the whole time. Good morning, my Nino Nay. I'm still I meant to DM you, but I commissioned you like a little extra gift. It should be ready on tomorrow or Friday. So I haven't shipped out the trophy yet. Okay, opponent mulled to 4, and then they skipped their turn. Well, man, we broke it. We broke it. Alright, Tectonic Edge. So they're playing the Taxes deck. Okay, and then they kept a 0-land Vial hand and drew a Vial. Okay, I don't have a main deck Needle, unfortunately. Alright, player Ravager. If we lose this game, it's a very bad start. This is going to be a pretty embarrassing start. Thoughts on Boseiju Modern, change the format? Not drastically, but it is a card that's going to see play, is seeing play. Like, I've played with Boseiju a little bit now. I've played against Boseiju a decent amount, and my experience with the card is that it is it's not like a super powerful effect, but it is what's nice about it is of course like how flexible it is. It is a very flexible card. I think I'm just gonna pass. Yeah, keeping it like a pretty land heavy hand and then drawing 2 lands doesn't feel great, but it's hard to complain too much when my opponent nulls to 4 and skips their first turn also. So you're feeling with the Texas deck? I mean, the new Texas list looks okay. I still don't love them, to be honest. I still don't think that they're truly that good, but it's not like there's nothing good going on at all there either. Will I try some blue-white control lists or other control decks? You know, I find that question kind of funny because there was a long time on this channel where I like basically only played control decks. And when I would play non-control decks, I would get like questions, you know. Oh, I should have probably just actually discarded the Mire, because now if I fetch and they have Arbiter, I get got pretty badly. But if they had Arbiter, they would have violated in response to the Saga. So I'll just actually, I should get to fetch here. Yeah, I would have people when I wasn't playing control decks, they would always be asking me why I wasn't playing control decks. And now I've got people asking me, when are you going to play some control anytime soon? And I know that's not answering your question, but I will play control decks again. Of course I will. Yes. Yeah, I really like the synthesizer in this deck. Absolutely. Okay, got a deck tech for Sandor, Ninja Delver. Those are 2 words for sure. Okay, I really dislike Thousand Face Shadow. I think this card is so bad, to be honest. It's like, it's a 1-mana 1/1 flyer. There's millions of these in the format. There's a lot of these that are better than Thousand Face Shadow just for the front half. And then it ninjutsus for 4. And then so it's like you have to have an attacking creature, ninjutsu 4 mana. No opponent has no removal spells, and then you have to have another creature that's good to copy, which is like really even like not that likely in your ninja deck. Like look at your creatures that you have to copy here. You're gonna copy a Delver of Secrets. Wait, also hold on. This is the only ninja. What ninja Delver? This is literally the only ninja of the deck. I feel like we got a little lost in the sauce here. That being said, too, I think Kaito is the best reason to be a ninja deck. I think Kaito's pretty powerful. I've liked playing with the card when I've been playing with it. I do think it's not an easy card to build with, though. Oh, it's ninja. Singular ninja. I see. Okay, never mind then. Never mind. My critique here was unfounded. It is. I misread that it is ninja, not ninjas. Okay. Let's attack. I will also say if you want to play a Lurrus deck with ninjas, there is that 2-mana ninja that ninjutsus for 1 mana. I like that card like actually quite a bit. Skyclave Apparition. There's also only 1 Delver in the deck. No, surely there was 4, right? I think I just let this go. I've got another Asmo for a follow-up. They're gonna go to 1 if they don't block at all here. Yeah, I think that card's very good. I think like that's like what you need to be in on if you are like really, if you're wanting to play this archetype. That's your big payoff in my opinion. Okay, let's discard a Blood Crypt. Play Takenuma. Play another Asmo. Is Kaito better than Lurrus? I think so. I think Kaito's really, really strong. And it's also true, like, Ninjas is a deck that always needs to be... It always needs to be ahead on board. And when it's not ahead on board, it's like, it usually looks pretty bad. And so it's like... Like, Kaito is like a card advantage engine that impacts the board immediately, while Lurrus is like so mana intensive. Is also my recommendation here, so... So I would recommend playing Kaito, but if you want to play Lure, like me building a Kaito deck for you right now is like kind of you know, that's a lot to ask for the deck to like completely rebuild the deck and completely. But if you want to go the Lurrus route, the 2 mana 2/1 Ninja, the Ninjutsus for 1, you want 4 of those. You want 4 Spell Sorter Sprites, 4 Delver, no Thousand Face Shadow, maybe 1 or 2 Turok. You can maybe, I think probably 1 Turok and then 1 or 2 Turok in the sideboard, and so that's going to be 4, 17 creatures, so you're gonna need to cut 4 of these spells. I think, yeah, consider it, I think is maybe an easy cut. Yeah, I think you consider it an easy cut. I would also play Thoughtseize over Inquisition. There's like no shortage of cards that Thoughtseize hits that Inquisition misses that are relevant and modern at the moment. Okay, we're playing against Taxes. I'm gonna bring a Needle and the 4 copies of Fatal Push. I could bring in a Pyrite Spellbomb as well for Sanctifier. It's probably pretty good. I'm gonna cut the Nihil Spellbomb, as you often do when you bring in the Pyrite. And then sideboarding with this deck has been a little bit tricky. I think I'm going to cut the 4th Daredevil, and I might just cut the Baubles here to keep the rest of the engine going. I think Kaito could work with Grixis Shadow. I built a Grixis list that's pretty similar to Shadow. I think you probably want to be a little bit more mid-rangey and not play Shadow if you play Kaito, but I think that Kaito's probably not better than Lurrus in that shell specifically. A Shadow where like Shadow like really thrives on its mana efficiency, and Kaito is not, you know, like you're not like really looking for 3 mana threats. No beats the 2-pack. I'm assuming also for a deck tech. Not to the tier 1, appreciate you. By the way, Humans in Modern right now. I mean, Humans is a fine deck. It's also like incredibly difficult to build well, I feel. That's been my kind of biggest impression of Humans, is that it is just like so not clear to me the best way to build the deck. You have so many new options, and all of them are pretty good, but none of them are clearly the best, which I think is good. Good for like the health of the format. I think it's good when decks feel like that, but it's also, you know, a tough challenge for Humans players who are maybe, you know, already kind of struggling a little bit, to be honest. And then Darth Jason with 3 months. Congrats on not wearing a mullet. Yeah, I feel really freaking good about it. Okay, this is the most mana efficient play I have available to me because of the Thalia. Thalia is incredibly strong here. I feel like this deck wants more than 4 copies of Ravager. Yeah, probably. Unfortunately, you can only play 4. I mean, Anvil's also a sack outlet, but it's only a once a turn sack outlet. But it is true. I feel like a lot of times you're gonna like hold your Ravager until like just like you play out all your artifacts and then you play Ravager Disciple all in one turn and kill your opponent. At least that's like my theory, I guess. I might just play Blood Fountain, Disciple of the Vault this turn. I also only have 2 basics in the deck. They've got Field of Ruin, so I think that it's probably good to fetch Shock here, but I could be wrong. And then if we attack, we get got by another Ganjo. I don't know if how many they play. Attacking is probably not that good. This has always been like one thing I've hated about the Taxes decks is that they play Thalia and they play like other mana denial cards, and then they play Path to Exile. This is not maybe not true right now, right? Like obviously, like a lot of you don't have to play Path now, but like in the past, like you play Thalia and Path, and it's like if you don't have Lead and Arbiter, Path is just like so antithetical to your deck's game plan. You know what I mean? Like it's really just like the exact opposite of what you want to be doing. Deck tech going for Sultai for budget reasons, probably for Reclamation, right? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Let me just take a second here. Ooh, Archon is really good against Synthesizer. Golly. Okay, so I'll probably loot away the Synthesizer then with the Blood token. Oh, maybe not then. Yeah, I think it's still probably the card that gets going. Oh wait, hold on. I should have played this first? Maybe. No, I need the mana to cookbook, but this is gonna be pretty good if assuming my Asmo lives. Asmo is going to especially now that I drew this Daredevil, of course. Asmo's oh no. Sorry. 1 spell turn. I always forget. I always forget. But still, it'll be good over the course of 2 turns. I'll get to kill this. I don't know why I always struggle so much against Archon. Just to understand what's going on. This deck seems like Scales without the PhD in mathematics. Yeah, maybe. Path was a pseudo-combo with Arbiter. Yeah. Like Path is like that's obviously why they played it, because like the older versions of Death and Taxes just assumed that you always had Lead and Arbiter in play. You know what I mean? Like that was definitely always what it felt like. It just operated under the assumption that you would always have Lead and Arbiter in play. And when you didn't have Lead and Arbiter in play, like your deck was like just a lot worse. It's a good Modern deck jam if you haven't played Modern in 3 years. I get this question constantly. Spike, I want to get into Modern. I don't know what to play. But my recommendation is always just spend some time looking at deck lists, watching videos, reading articles. Just find a deck that looks competitive to you, that you think is cool, and just start jamming. Don't worry about making mistakes. Just start jamming. You're gonna make mistakes anyways. I think with 24 lands, like you can get away with one of each off-color basic, but I would also probably like to see maybe over the Hinterland Harbors, maybe over like the second Hinterland Harbor, like the blue-black filter land, because you're going to be wanting to fetch black on turn 1 for push, I think somewhat often. Could be wrong about that. I'm going to take 5 here. As far as the spell, also like your Ice Fang sucks in this deck. Look, you only have, I don't know. It's like it's so hard for you to, I feel like you're gonna want to fetch Triumph on turn 1 so often. Like you're a Fatal Push, Abrupt Decay, Counterspell, Archmage's Charm deck. Like you're gonna be fetching duels really often in the early game. Ice Fang is just not gonna have Death Touch till like turn 6. I really just, and like you're also in black, so you don't need the removal effect from Ice Fang nearly as much. I would like just play Shark Typhoon or Snapcaster Mages in that spot. I really don't like it here. Yeah, probably just Shark Typhoon. 3 Typhoons over the Ice Fangs. I think makes a lot of sense to me. Okay, so I think I'm supposed to start off by killing the Archon, or try to. Really? Oh, I should just play a second cookbook here. This way I get another. I could maybe just gain 3 life off of the food this turn, but then I also could just start killing things so much quicker. I'm gonna leave the Asmo back to block Thalia too. What do you play Ice Fang with? Oh wait, sorry, I missed that you have Typhoons in the deck. Okay, sorry. You can play Snapcaster 3 and 4. You can play. Honestly, that's probably too many Snapcasters. Trying to think of like anything that like really draws you to black, but I'm not sure that there is something. What is this attack? I'm gonna take it. Or take the block, because I've got the backup Asmo. No, Teachers isn't that good. Jace, I think like we have 4 Memory Deluge, which is a much stronger card advantage spell in this deck. I mean, you can just play more Permission, right? You can play. So just a bluff attack. You can play Spell Pierce, you can play Force of Negation, you can play Cryptic Command. Yeah, that's what I would play. I would play 3 Cryptic Commands. Cryptic is always a card that I wanted more copies of in the I'm gonna gain 3 here. Cryptic is always a card I wanted more copies of in the Teamer version, and I think this is probably a good reason to play the Cryptics if you can't play the Ren and 6s. I I would play the third Force of Vigor over the Fracturing Gust. Don't love the Fracturing Gust in the Reclamation deck. I'd probably play the fourth Endurance too. I mean, I don't know if I want the Collector Oof at the moment. It could be okay, but I feel like it's just probably not exactly where I'd end up wanting to be. Okay, thank Clothis that Archon is finally off the table. I guess we still have this this silly Thalia to deal with. Can kill that next turn. Yeah, I guess I should have maybe played this pre-combat, but we'll do this. Yeah, I should have played the Anvil first. Yeah, should have. But we are doing pretty good here. I think we've kind of got the inevitability here, so I don't think that I necessarily need to start attacking either. Can't afford more endurance or force because of the budget. I see. It's well, if you've got cryptics, I think cryptics are probably the cards you want there. Why not sack Ravager to the Anvil? Well, so if you sack Ravager, if you sack to Ravager, right, you get a counter. If you sack to Anvil, you get you drain for one. And I think on this board, draining for one is better than a counter on Ravager. Especially when I feel like I have like this huge degree of inevitability. That like just like the life gain means my opponent's just gonna have such a harder, an even harder time racing here. Could have played the other Anvil first, but I think I want to play the Synthesizer instead this turn. What about Zabaz? Is Urza a target for Suitor Ravager over the fourth Daredevil? I don't think you can cut the fourth Daredevil. I was playtesting this deck last night, and you wouldn't believe the amount of games I was like... Yeah, you wouldn't believe the amount of games that I just wanted to draw a... I just wanted to draw a Daredevil so hard in this deck. I do think I have a Witch's Oven. I have a Witch's Oven over Zabaz. I think the oven is fine. I'm not sure if it's necessarily the best option. Get other cookbook with Asmo. I mean, I'm gonna save the other Asmo in case they kill this first one. I don't think I'm supposed to get rid of this one very aggressively. They pitched Ephemerate. That's actually really surprising because they could have gone Yorion in hand, pitched that, and then Ephemerate their guy. Zabaz kills Ag and Oven doesn't. Yeah, but is that like? I mean, well, obviously this is a new brew. Like that could be fine. I feel like you have 8 sack outlets for your synthesizer, and you also have it also sacks to itself. So I don't really feel like that is like a huge selling point to me. It's okay. Mayhem Devil not worth including. My first draft of the deck had Mayhem Devil, but I had a few issues with it in this list. I love Mayhem Devil, of course, but the problems I had with it in this list specifically is that it raises the curve a lot, which is a big problem in your Experimental Synthesizer deck, and it's really hard to assemble Ravager plus Mayhem Devil. That's just a lot of mana, and it was in my experience was really hard to get both going. But as compared that to Disciple of the Vault Ravager, it's actually pretty easy to just all in one turn play both at the same time. And I also really wanted to include Mishra's Bauble. So probably the Anvil. I really wanted to include Mishra's Bauble too. Mishra's Bauble was a card that it triggers Anvil on turn 2 without you having to sack something. It also triggers your Disciple of the Vault pretty cheaply. I think that the card's probably pretty good. Is at least my my guess, right? No, Anvil only triggers on your turn. I mean, I think the card would be too good if it triggered on your opponent's turn, is my opinion. I think I've got lethal here. Just play out another artifact just in case I don't. I'm honestly more focused on chat than the game. Because my opponent could have Path as their last card. They're probably still not winning this game anyways, though, right? Do I go for the kill? Yeah, I think so. I think that my opponent's last card is not Path. I don't buy it. Maybe I shouldn't have sacked both cookbooks. That was a mistake, but... I think the game ends anyways right here. Yeah, I should have named You Are Already Dead. I keep forgetting to. I'll keep this on the draw. Obviously, you need to draw some lands off the Baubles, but we're gonna have 4 looks at our second land. Blasting Station too expensive? I think so, yeah. It's kind of an interesting option though. But it's also true in your synthesizer deck, you're like really incentivized to keep that curve low. Like the only card that costs more than 2 mana is Daredevil, and it's obviously awkward to synthesizer Daredevil, but every single time you add a 3-4 mana spell, your synthesizers get worse. Consider Tezzeret Agent of Bolas. Not really, to be honest. I think it's Elves. Really need an Asmo, I guess. I don't know. Like, again, this is something that we experience every time there's a new set release. Every time there's a new set release that I'm brewing, the majority of chat suggestions are grindy 3 to 5 mana card advantage engines. That is like, these are like, Spike, you consider this very replaceable 4 mana card advantage engine? And I'll be like, well, not very seriously. And it's just every suggestion. With peace and love. Vial Terminal Asmo meme? No, I wouldn't say so. I do think that there is possibly an Aether Vial. I do think that there is possibly an Aether Vial deck that plays Asmo and like a bunch of artifact synergies. I'm kind of thinking about that as well. Can we out Goldfish the Elves deck? Probably not. I don't think there's room in the deck for Galvanic Blast, but I did consider it, yeah. Yeah, I know everybody wants Tezzeret to be good. This is the other thing about Tezzeret Agent of Bolas too. I've been getting like a surprising amount of suggestions for it, but it's just like it's also like, you know, I want to play with the new cards a little bit more than like this Tezzeret Agent of Bolas, which is like worse than Urza, probably worse than Karn the Great Creator, and like, you know, maybe worse than the new Tezzeret too, although the new Tezzeret isn't as good as I thought it was, I guess. But you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of new options to be trying, and I'm not like that interested in you know, trying to break this card that's been, you know, not that good in Modern for a long time. Okay, we'll let them finish the turn, but I think I may be supposed to make a token with Cookbook here. Oh boy. Oh boy, okay, we are dead next turn. Is there any way I can deal 15 next turn? Almost definitely not, right? Yeah, people just like Agent of Bolas, which is fine. Obviously, like there's nothing wrong with just liking a card, but like that is definitely like why people want me to play it, is they like the card. Yeah, no, if I draw another Disciple of the Vaults, if I draw another Disciple, I might be able to win. Bit of copium, I suppose. Yeah, I think another Disciple in the top 2. Yeah, oh my gosh! Oh my, that is really exciting. I hope I counted correctly though. Might be a little short still. Yeah, no, I actually think it's a little short. But I can hit Bauble off the Synthesizer. Yeah, this is only 12. Cause I can't make a token with Cookbook. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Yeah, even if I hit Bauble, it's not enough. It's 1 short. Actually, 2 short because of the Ooze, right? And I guess the Ooze has no creatures. Pretty cool though. Pretty cool. Yeah, they don't have any creatures for. Oh, so they can exile the Ravager. That's right. That's right. Okay, I lose this game, right? I will say almost I'll Goldfishing Owls feels kind of nice. Take the L though with grace and humility. Let's bring in the pushes. The Spellbomb is probably fine. Needle on Azuri is maybe okay. I'm gonna cut the Spellbomb. Do I just board out the Baubles in every matchup? That might end up being what we do. I might trim an Anvil here. Anvil 4 Baubles. And I really want to hand with Asmo. Show them how close we were. I mean, they can. It's on board. They can see how close I was. I don't think I was dead on board. Had top a lot of other creatures. I was definitely dead on board, right? Maybe I miss. I didn't actually count, but I felt pretty confident I was dead. Then attacking with 4 with overrun. No, they had their Devoted Druid in play, right? They had 2 lands because they bounced land to their hand. They had 2 lands. They go Devoted Druid. They can attack with 5 creatures. No, Devoted Druid gives them 2 mana, and they can tap they tap Elvish Mystic 2 lands Devoted Druid. Yeah, they can also maybe just Devoted Druid. Quarian Ranger gets it done too. Devoted Druid has a -1. I see. Oh, but that's also true. Like, yeah, Druid maybe lets them overrun twice. That's a good point as well. I'll crit with 4 months. Appreciate you. You're right. I didn't count. I should have counted. Okay, let's keep this. Getting Cookbook Daredevil going is good. I think I'll put back the Fountain. I'll crit 4 months. Appreciate you. And Andreas the 4. Yeah, I thought I was dead too, but you know, I didn't count. Should have counted. What the construct Oni would have made. I didn't have the mana to play Disciple and Oni-Cult Anvil and Ravager. So need to find an Asmo. This game might be easy. Wait, a turn on the Anvil, on the Synthesizer. I think with the right food might be a good strategy in Modern. Yeah, maybe. I'm working on it. This might be better with 4 Monkey, no Oven. Well, Oven is like this deck's main engine, so I doubt it would be better without the main engine. Okay, we're making a lot of food. Just no Asmo, unfortunately. But Ravager is going to be gigantic. Yeah, Ravager plus Disciple of the Vault's going to be lethal. Awesome Rabbit. Very cool, very cool. Elves is probably not a great matchup. I don't know. Maybe it's... Oh, well. Now it's just Asmo. Asmo is our only hope. Or maybe the Daredevils will carry us to victory. Sorry. Guess my headphones aren't connected. How did I cast Asmo? Oh, fuck. Right. Okay, I guess Urza Saga was probably the best draw now that we know we can't cast the Asmo. Now that I know, I guess. What does this deck have against Stone Silence? You just fucking lose, man. I don't know what you want me to say. You're an Affinity deck. a deck full of artifacts with activated abilities, and you're red black, so you have few answers to enchantments. We do have Fatal Push. Yeah, we have Fatal Pushes not to Oov. You just fucking lose, man. This modern, you lose to effective sideboard cards against you. Yeah, Stony Silence is also like really uncommon. Like, yeah, you don't see that card that often. Augur of Autumn. No, it's not cold here. I just like the jacket. Go for a double block here. Yeah, if we draw exactly a Fatal Push, maybe we have a chance. Maybe not even then, right? They lost their Overrun effect, though. Enchantress is for sure playing Stony. I guess Enchantress is like, maybe Enchantress is on the rise, but it's still like just, you know, what? It's not a very common deck either. Like, it's just a deck that you go from like never seeing to seeing sometimes. Yeah, we're a red black deck. You know, they're having a hard time against enchantments. It's gonna be okay. That'll do it. That'll do it. Alright, 1-1. The reality in Modern is when you play decks that are like super in on artifacts like this, you're gonna get wrecked by artifact hate. That is just how it goes in Modern. And there's not just like a super clean, easy answer on how to avoid that. Okay, we're playing against the Luris deck. This hand is not very good, but I think on 6 I'll try it. An interest in Aether Grid, maybe in the place of 1 push. Well, I think pushes are pretty important against the Ragavan and Hammer Time decks. Aether Grid is okay. I think it'd be okay. Could E not work? Yeah, but yeah. Yeah, E's not the best answer to Stony Silence. My biggest problem with Aether Grid, it's like, the card really only does anything when you have your engine going already. Alright, guess we're going to want to get max value out of our Anvil here. Get to go, you know, I guess I'll offer this trade too, but get to go Spellbomb, sack, trigger this, trigger the Anvil. The blue pitch deck? I didn't see it, no. I don't look at the 5-0 dumps, if I'm being honest. People, it's also because people in the chat come in and they show me interesting deck lists all the time, so I don't feel like I need to as much, but yeah, I don't really look at the 0-1 dumps, or the 5-0 dumps. You take the Asmo, you take the Spellbomb. There's 1 or 2 Reckless Fireweaver. That's like a 2-mana 1/3 that deals damage when an artifact enters the battlefield. I don't think that card's any good, no. Very classic. Mull on the play. 1 for 1, 1 for 1 for 1 for 1. That's how the shadow gets you. Oh, whoops, I forgot my companion. Realized just a second too late. Oh man, Synthesizer would have been such a sick top deck. That's just like the best top deck. Okay, kind of surprised they would cast the Synthesizer there with them not having lands to play. I think that was probably a mistake. Alright, Daredevil, let's go. Is Anvil really playable? Look, buddy. I'm on a mulligan on the play against Shadow, who 1-for-1 me 3 times. Like, a lot of decks look pretty bad when you're on the play against Shadow and you get 1-for-1 3 times and you mulligan. It just is what it is, man. But we're also trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure it out. Oh, they wanted the land drop effect. Yeah, that makes sense, of course. Synthesizer, a better Ichor Wellspring. Yeah, I think that's the idea. You can maybe play a Wellspring or 2, to be honest. Okay. Saga's a pretty good draw. Doesn't deck grow on 18? I have 20 lands and a Springleaf Drum. Oh, it's your opponent's deck. Yeah. I don't. But they had the Surveil, so I feel like with the Surveil, it makes sense to cast the Synthesizer. Is hidden stockpile synergy enough to get into this deck? I don't know. Maybe. You have to splash a color, which is probably too hard. Daredevil is the really secretly broken card. I kind of want to make a token and then sack the token. It's probably not correct. The Expressive and Synthesizer, how close are we to See the Truth being playable? See the Truth, you don't want to... Those are not cards that combo with See the Truth in a meaningful way. Sounds very Winmore to me. Are companions mandatory on modern decks? I mean, obviously not. There are plenty of modern decks that don't play companions that are competitive. But if in a deck like this that is meeting Jingantha's companion requirement, it is mandatory. Like, if all it costs you to put the companion in your deck is literally just the one sideboard slot, it is 100% worth it, and it's not a conversation. It is 100% correct to play it. Did I miss a deck tech? I did, for Hutch. Yeah, can you post a link in the chat? Just like any game where you're low on resources, like this game, just like getting to put a card in your hand is super relevant. Especially in a deck like this that like has like that wants to be discarding cards too. And against a deck that's like weak against like Force of Vigor too. Like this is a really good deck for Well, the problem is we're gonna be just so cold to a Drown in the Lock. And a Dress Down. See if this resolves. Okay, I can attack here though, and our opponent has to chump block with the Ragavan. Otherwise they die to the Anvil. And then I get to sack a food token to Anvil and have 2 blockers for the Shadow. Thank you, Panda. Winning this game would be pretty sick. Not too likely, though. I do think Anvil's probably pretty good in this matchup, but we just weren't able to get the engine going until maybe a little too late. We're dead to 2 removal spells. They have 3 cards in their hand. We're dead to Lightning Bolts. They are playing Bolt. Hopefully they're on a more stock list. They only play 1 copy, I guess. Blue-black control Urza with the Cookbook plan. Okay, I will say this. I don't think that Urza Saga is like... there is definitely... Okay, they had Kolagon's command. Dead to that. I don't... A lot of people are of the opinion that Urza Saga is just this busto card, and you just put it in every deck. I'm not of that opinion. I think Urza Saga very vulnerable to graveyard hate, and I also think Urza Saga is really, really poor in a deck like this, that's playing Archmage's Charm, Counterspell, Drown in the Lock, all these 1-mana colored black spells. It's just like playing 4 colorless lands and playing an Urborg and playing a Swamp. Like you have 6 lands that don't cast your Archmage's Charms. It's just too many. So like if you want to play Urza Saga in a blue-black control deck like this, you can't play Charm. You can play Counterspell, Drown. They will be awkward sometimes, but you can't play Archmage's Charm. You're wild. And got the Witch's Oven, and I think I'm tripping on Baubles again. It's also true, like, I find that Saga is really awkward in a deck with counterspells, where you're wanting to hold up your mana for Saga, you're wanting to hold up your mana for counterspells, your opponent puts a spell in the stack, you're trying to, like, oh, I should probably counter this, but now I get, like, no value off my Urza Saga, is a pretty common play pattern I see with decks like this. So it's, you know, I really don't think it's where you want to be, but yeah, but if you are gonna play this, you just can't play Archmage's Charm. Maybe play Snapcaster Mage in that spot. It's also possible that Tezzeret is a better. No, Jace is probably better. You don't really have any activated abilities for Tezzeret. Creeping Tarpon is also like really unnecessary in my opinion when you have so many utility lands with all of these. Oh, I was probably supposed to play Fountain on 1 so I could play the Spellbomb off of this Colorless mana. Whatever. Yeah, the Tarpon, like when you already have 4 Urza Sagas, like you can't like really afford to be playing these tap lands in my opinion. Sideboard seems fine. I'd really like to see like 1 or 2 Hercules Recall in this metagame, but I'm kind of hesitant to advise that for you at the moment since like I doubt we're gonna be seeing like this density of artifacts forever, so maybe just ignore that, I guess. I'll also say Chalice counters your own Asmo if you played on 0, so make sure you're aware of that. No Meat Hook. I don't think Meat Hook is playable in Modern. I think it's much better in like Historic Pioneer. They consider not playing into Drown Just Down by second to food to gain 3. Did I have mana to do that? Instead of playing Cookbook Asmo? Cookbook Asmo was just like... we are way too behind a sack of food token there, for sure, right? Dude, if I make this token and block, it is so bad against Dress Down, but it's actually probably better for me for them to Dress Down now than to Dress Down after this. Okay, Spellbomb. What are we getting here? Get a Bauble, could get a Shadowspear, could get a second Cookbook, could get a Springleaf Drum. I think I'm just grabbing a Bauble. I'll play the Blood Fountain. Let's make my construct big. So you're gonna Spellbomb me. It's slow. This deck is slow as well as Saga kills. I mean, it's got a combo kill with Ravager, Disciple. I'll also say this. This is something that I don't say enough, you know. We could talk about cards, but I'm not necessarily looking to have, like, you know, these, like, super long... Like, Meat Hook Massacre is not a playable Modern card. It is not a playable Modern card. It's way too mana intensive. It is not good. And, like, I just thought that interested in... you know, going really deep on a conversation about a card like Meat Hook. I promise you it's too slow and too clunky. And if you disagree with me, that's fine. You can disagree with me, but we don't need to keep talking about it. Don't need to have long arguments. So I can play Cookbook, discard Synthesizer, play Asmo, and Disciple. Or I can play... I can discard Disciple. I feel like I'll play I think I want to play the Synthesizer. Okay. Guess we're going in on this. Possibly kill them next turn. Would have actually killed them this turn if we had 1 more mana. Oh, so I could have actually sacked the Synthesizer looking for a black source for the kill. Huh, that was probably worth it. I missed the line. Why does it kill? It's 5. Oh, sorry. I was thinking that Ravager like was also getting to like attack for damage, but yeah, obviously not. Here though we have to chump block, which feels pretty bad. Took my Asmo. Scott with the 4 months, appreciate you. Yeah, having a hard time seeing how we crawl out of this hole we're in. So you're like push. Ugh. Alright. Okay. I will play the Bauble on turn 1, but I'm probably not going to crack it, so I can trigger Anvil on turn 2. Yeah, I'm pretty low on Thopter Sword in general. Obviously, like, you know, it is a direction to go. Yeah, I should have sacked the synthesizer. I don't know. It's, you know, I'm still pretty early into testing. Apologize for the misplays. They're gonna happen. Yeah, Time Sieve is a cool card. Obviously, that's a different direction to go, but is maybe a good direction. I like the Time Sieve plan somewhat. Teamer deck. Not too scared of this, I guess. Okay, let's play Synthesizer. Land is great. And then I can sack the Synthesizer and try to play a spell off of it, or I can just play Anvil and pass. Or I can play Anvil and sack and get 2 1/1s. I kind of like just playing Anvil pass here. Be a little bit slower to get the engine going. But, like, you know, I think getting the card off the Synthesizer is probably fine to wait here. Love to find a cookbook, obviously. Engine's, like, all online at that point. Yeah, we'll play Hardened Scales is definitely on my to-do list. I have a lot of, like, I don't know. I think probably next week I'll probably be spending more time, like, updating older lists. But, like, I'm having a lot of fun. I'm really interested right now in doing what I'm doing right now, which is, like, playing a lot of just, like, new builds, right? But yeah, next week we'll probably start updating older lists, or maybe later this week. But I am having a really good time with this at the moment. Okay, that's a pretty good draw. Oops. Yeah, I think this deck is really sweet. I was playing some of it last night. It was doing some powerful things. I was playing again the Mayhem Devil version last night, and I think I feel pretty good. Oh, that's actually a great counterspell there. So let me Bauble myself, and then I will know if I want a Synthesizer right now or not. Let's see, I have not played a land this turn, right? Turn 4, Synthesizer, Bauble, token. Yeah, so I can go Synthesizer into land. Don't understand Oven. Oven is a tutorable sack outlet, and so the idea is that, like, I wanted a tutorable. I was playing without the Oven on, like, my first league, and there was, like, a couple spots where I wanted to tutor with Saga, so I could sack a food token, or sack a big construct, make 2 tokens, trigger Disciple, and then have 2 food tokens I could sack to, like, Ravager, and then, like, deal 2 extra damage. It's maybe not correct, but I did find myself, like, wanting it yesterday. You can also play Zabaz instead. Yeah, we cast Daredevil last match, I think. Good old Serum Visions. No for Ninja List? I don't know. I like the 2-mana 2/1 Ninjutsu card. I like that card, and I like Kaito. There aren't really too many other ninjas in the set that I like, though. Yeah, this feels pretty strong, this little engine here. Maybe it would be a little stronger if we could get our Asmo down. Them countering this Blood Fountain was a super heads-up play. Yeah, I saw the Kamigawa anime trailer. I thought it looked pretty good. It was Studio Wit, too. Which is, I know is a name I've heard a few times. Did they do the season 1 of Demon Slayer? I think they did. Maybe season 2 as well. But yeah, they did a really good job. It made me I would watch a show done for Kamigawa by Studio Wit. Alright, they've got their engine going. It's a trailer for anime, trailer for Magic. It's an anime Magic trailer for Kamigawa. We're living in some interesting times, huh? What did AOT for releases? Right. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it kind of, they did seasons 1 through 3. It is weird that they went with a different studio for the last season. It's gotta like really hurt to like be able to work for so long on like a passion project like that and then give it to someone else for season 4. I think I'll block and sack. Getting a little flooded here. I guess I can.
What's up? It's me, your friend, Aspiring Spike.
Cast Daredevil. Sack the drum. Thanks for the cheer call. Yeah, this stuff got to be stressful. I remember, like, I watched season 1 like when it first came out in like 2013, right? 2012 maybe, and and I remember just like, man, I'm so excited for what comes next, and then nothing came out for for years and years. Is there a version of the deck with Karn? I know it's right. It's got a super low curve, so maybe not an option. Yeah, I think you really don't want to add. Like, I had Mayhem Devil, which is probably better than Karn, and it was just, like, felt too high on the curve with the synthesizers. Read the manga? Yeah, I have. Or I've read most of it. I decided to watch the anime for the ending. Because I was really, like, I was, like, kind of around, like, where Season 3 was. Yeah, Season 3 was just so awesome, I decided to watch the anime, but... I don't know. Anime fans are also like super gatekeepy, and like my way to enjoy the medium is the best way. And if you don't enjoy it the same way, it's just not as good. Bitter Blossom isn't good at modern. His stockpile isn't either. Well, I mean, at least, or this is, you know, maybe you're right, but at least this like drains instead of losing one, right? Also has artifact synergies. Oh boy. Oh boy. So they're getting 8 damage a turn off their seismic assaults. Can I draw a discard outlet? Can I draw a Blood Fountain cookbook? Oh my gosh. The best draw. I guess I could have counterspell though. Even get to draw a card. Not a very good card, I guess. It's the way you can see the deck list. If you type exclamation point deck, it should pop up. How's that running? I mean, it's our first league of the day with it. Got kind of trashed by Shadow. We beat Bad Death and Taxes draw, and then we lost to Elves where they Collector oofed me. Collector oof, still good against the artifact deck. Is my brew? Yeah. I got kind of inspired watching Doomwake's like mono red list last night. Although he was saying Anvil's really bad. He might be right, but I've been liking the Anvil so far. But yeah, I don't really know where exactly. I've been thinking about Ravager in the food shell for a little while. Obviously, like Ravager seems pretty interesting when you're flooding the board with artifacts. Ravager is all, you know. You also saw me play Ravager in that like other blue-red affinity list earlier. I like that list too. I am of the opinion that Ravager is like just generally very underplayed in Modern. I think the card is very strong. I don't think that's a super hot take to call Arcbound Ravager a strong Modern card, and the card sees, you know, no play in any of these like artifact lists outside of Hardened Scales these days. And I'm just not sure that that's correct. Like I'm not sure that it's correct to see for the card to see no play outside of Scales, you know. I feel like there has to be better than Anvil. I mean, this is also like something that I feel like I need to keep repeating this. Like, we're testing the Neon Dynasty cards. Most of these deck lists and these brews are not going to be lasting decks.
What's up?
Like,
It's me, your friend, Aspiring Spike.
This is something that you guys understand. I think we all know this, and I'm very capable of like evaluating when a brew is bad. Most of them end up being not that good, but we get to test the ones here I think that have potential. I do think Anvil has potential. Call me now with 501 bits. Think any of Anvil's restriction can be removed without breaking it? Questions like this usually I don't understand. I don't know. I guess it would be better if it was better. But this is the line. These are the lines of text on the card, so it's just really not that relevant. So I can next turn Blood Fountain to get back Disciple of the Vault potentially. I also really want to double Anvil them here. I'm really surprised no attacks. Yeah, why wouldn't they play that pre-combat either? Yeah, but I think I have them dead here, right? I get to go Anvil them, Blood Fountain back, Asmo, Disciple, then double Anvil them. Oh, they didn't finish off the Asmo either. It's a bit weird. Maybe they realized the Blood Fountain. All right, we got there. Both players had their engines going. We considered the reactor. I think that card's pretty bad. I saw Doomwake play. I think that card looked like the worst card in Doomwake's list last night. All right, if we want Needle. His list overall didn't look that bad, but I will say that card did look like the worst card in the deck, right? I'll just play Needle, I think. Yeah, Dragon Spark Reactor. I watched Doomwake's stream with Reactor last night. I think trying it out is a good idea. It did look like the worst card in the deck, and I also just don't really believe in it that much either. The card's so slow. It's so bad against Prismatic Ending. I don't know, where Anvil gives you value immediately, right? Like, Anvil is giving you a token every turn, a drain for one every turn sometimes. And then you talk about Anvil, which is it has to sit in play for 4 or 5 turns, and you have to spend 4 mana to sack it. They mentioned Ballista. I mean, you could play Ballista with your Ravager, yeah. You couldn't play very many copies, I think. Hard to mulligan this hand, so we won't. This hand really needs a Daredevil, though, to finish the engine. Must be nice. Must be nice to draw the perfect card on turn 2. No! No. We're crumbling to dust. We're crumbling our dust. Since Doloris won Manufacturer, I think I would want to play Mayhem Devil over Manufacturer if I wanted a 3-drop. I did consider Manufacturer, though. Yeah, flew too close to the sun, huh? Quest for Pure Flame to combo with Anvil. I'm not familiar with the Quest for Pure Flame. This card's either going to be bananas or terrible, probably. As most cards are, I guess. I feel like I actually just don't play anything here. I get Giganta in the hand. Whenever a source you control deals damage to your opponent, you may put a quest counter. Anvil is life loss, not damage, right? Yeah, I don't think that card goes in the deck. Oh boy. Containment Construct is kind of interesting. I'm gonna concede this game. Dude, they countered the Blood Fountain and it all fell apart. The tower came crumbling down. Anvil is damage? Okay. I mean, even then, it's like you get 4 counters on it, and then it's like a source deals double damage. Like, what source are we double damaging? You know what I mean? Seems a bit win more. I feel like this hand, obviously pretty bad against Alpine Moon, though. Construct over Daredevil, let you play Luris. Yeah, but Daredevil is like last game and during a lot of my testing last night, like the entire time, I just want to draw a Daredevil. Like Daredevil is better than Construct for your engine, a lot better, and like your deck needs to flood the board with food tokens to combo kill. Like it is key for the deck. Obviously, like I would love to get Luris' Companion here, but I just don't think Daredevil is cuttable. This feels like a bad KCI deck to me. Well, it's way better than KCI on account of KCI being banned. KCI is so bad in Modern right now because it's just not legal. Okay, they got Stomping Ground, untapped, and they did nothing with it. I think they realized they could just Ren and 6 ping. Yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't heard the main deck Luris suggestions yet, but here they are now. Get it 60 months, appreciate ya. Playing some number of Armor Grave and fewer Daredevils. Well, so what are you Armor Graving for besides Daredevil, right? Because if you always Armor Grave for Daredevil, it's just better to play 4 Daredevils. And I don't, like, there's not really, like, yeah, right now there's, like, not really another card that you would want to Armor Grave for, right? Maybe if you're playing Cauldron Familiar. Opponent, it loves Fetch Shocking. 2/3 Tarmogoyf. Troll King? Yeah, okay. That is something, yeah. Definitely a direction to go. That is something that the food decks have in spades, is directions to go. Yeah. The blood tokens are also pretty good with the Daredevil too. So Ren and 6 is needled. I don't think I'm supposed to needle Seismic Assault instead in this kind of spot. So any instant grows the Tarmogoyf to 4/5, and so if that instant is able to kill a construct, if I block, my other construct is gonna die. Okay. Ren and 6 unlocked. 5/6 Tarmogoyf. I am going to grow the construct here. I need to kill the Ren and 6, so I can go. I can discard a card for Asmo, get a cookbook. Oh, sorry. Actually, I could just. Yeah, I don't need to. I can actually just make a token. Sorry, I forgot I have a food token already, so I get to go. Discard Anvil or Synthesizer? Probably the Anvil. Could also cast the Anvil, make a token. Oh, hold on. So I make a token, 4/4, sack 2 food down to 2/2, make a token, then the Ren and 6 doesn't die. So I'm one artifact short. So I actually need to cast artifacts here. So I guess I discard the Synthesizer. Cast Asmo. Get a cookbook. Cast Anvil. Kill Tarmogoyf. Triggered Anvil. Kill the Ridden 6. Do I cast the other cookbook? I guess so. Emma and Shane, right back-to-back subs. It's kind of cool. Thank you guys so much. 75 more to 100. Yep. Assuming I streamed that long. Hopefully will. And with the 15. I'll be updating older deck lists probably sometime next week. Arc. I think Murktide probably just plays the blue channel land, and I don't think Reanimator really got anything either. But I'll be updating deck lists next week. Yeah, I like Synthesizer a lot. I really wish I had Daredevil, so I could have kept this for next turn. We're doing alright, though. Yeah, I'm working on... yeah, like, drawing Traverse with the new channel lands is interesting. I'm, like, really stuck on it, though, because, like, if you play all the new channel lands, your mana kind of sucks. You could just play, like, regular Jund Saga, though, I guess, with one Beseiju, and it's kind of boring, but... it's doable. Skimpy with the Twitch Prime, appreciate you. Yeah, I'm gonna cut in Red Black Rock. My plan is to cut 2 Blackcleave Cliffs for the 2 channel lands. See how that feels. Yeah, I also plan on trying the Wandering Emperor and Blue White Control. It's probably okay, but like it does have to compete with Jace, you know. All right, select this to the Anvil. Is there a reason I'm on a higher Cliff and Rakdos? Well, you played 3 Din of the Bugbear, which enters on like Din of the Bugbear and Cliffs have tension because you have all these lands that enter untapped if you don't have a lot of lands in play, and so it can just be awkward to draw like multiple Cliffs, multiple Din of the Bugbears early. Which is why I'm only on 3 at the moment. Okay. So we get to untap, make another token. I'm gonna get a Nihil Spellbomb, trigger the Anvil, draw a card. Yeah, the Croaks is so tough to play in Reclaimer Jund with 2 Beseiju, you know what I mean? And the Sagas, like I feel like there's no way you can play the Croaks here. But yeah, I'm also like similarly stuck. Only playing 2 Traverse is kind of interesting. That might be the way to go. Alright, mulligan this hand. Oh, no land spike. This deck is awful. It's got no lands in it. Yeah, definitely not a deck that mulligans to 5 that well. Ugh. Okay, I guess we're keeping this. Put back Ravager Disciple, probably. I would love to draw a land on turn 1, and then I could try to go Anvil, Bauble, trigger Anvil, get a little bit of advantage. Oh, my opponent also mulled a 5. That is kind of nice. I mean, I'm definitely playing Cookbook on turn 1. I guess I need to Bauble. I mean, I would love to trigger the Anvil off the Bauble next turn. I just don't think I can afford to. Yeah, you gotta cut the Crooksy from that Gen deck. Opponent, you gonna force negation my Cookbook? I think that they actually are. I think that they're a Cascade deck right now, and that they are thinking about using force negation on my Cookbook. What are your thoughts on the Blink deck I built? Did you post a link in the chat or something, or is this like an older deck tech? Because I do a lot of them, and they all kind of go in one ear out the other, to be honest. Oh, I should crack the Bauble on my turn. Okay, but I should crack it in case I draw Daredevil. It is, yeah. They are Glimpse deck, and they definitely have the Force of Negation, huh? No, I revealed Giganta. They didn't. Yeah, I did see their glimpse with grief. I've never seen that. So their hand is glimpse. Mystery card. Not too worried about this. I am a bit worried that my hand doesn't do anything. Yeah, I thought the Neon Dynasty trailer was good. Like, I wish that there was more of it, which is a good sign of a good trailer, I guess. Okay, not the best draw I've ever had. Not the worst either. But it's always so funny when you're in a game like this and like both players' draws are just so atrocious. Okay, let's go. Anvil, Blood Crypt, sack blood token on Oven. No, my opponent's playing Glimpse of Tomorrow. We saw Glimpse with Bauble. They can't suspend the Glimpse. They could Violent Outburst. They do have Violent Outburst. Alright, let's see. Cool. Undeniably cool. Control F. Nicole. And Omniscience. Oh my gosh. Well, they're out here living their best life. They are out here living their absolute best life, man. Did I bring a needle to name it? I am gonna try to needle Nicol Bolas, yeah. Excuse me. That was something, huh? Probably not a great matchup. Which one? I mean, probably Planeswalker, right? Planeswalker is the best one, I think. Nicol Bolas, yeah, that was maybe a little confusing. Nicol Bolas Planeswalker is the best one, I think. If I had to build this without Urza Saga, I don't know, man. Urza Saga is like the most important card. I don't know what to tell you. You're gonna have to figure it out. But yeah, the deck gets a lot worse without it. Dragon God's abilities of all walkers? Yeah, maybe. We'll see, we'll see. Pretty good draw. Notably, sacking the food tokens to Asmo does trigger the Disciple. I feel like all League, I'm just like, can I please draw a Daredevil? I need the Daredevil for my engine. But alas, there were no Daredevils to be found. So if they go for a Cascade, I'll kill a plant token. Don't need to do anything yet. Alright, spin the wheel, opponent. Spin your wheel. Okay. Good shit. I remember seeing Arc God of Cruelty in that deck. Alright. Mayhem. I tested Mayhem Devil last.